Welcome everyone. This is Coaching in Session and my name is Michael Rearden and I will be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about how to remain consistent. Because if we look at what I have done over the years of Reven concepts, we're 5 years in now at this point. And just my career as a teacher, educator, moving on with that experience and moving on to new goals and new ambitions and new trials all along the way, right? When is the end, right? When is going to be the stopping point? And I know sometimes people, they give themselves a goal and they say, well, I'm going to do this, but they don't do it. Similar to New Year's resolutions, right? We just passed 250 in the podcast episodes again. Thank you all for watching and thank you all for your support. Whether it be just the views or whether it be the comments or following us on social media and indulging in that content, it's all there for you. It's all there for your support. Understand that. This is for you. This is for you to be better. And I know I do it in a different way because what I'm trying to bring is not so much of, I'm trying to bring you the latest and greatest stuff. I'm helping you with that foundation, right? Helping you fill in all the holes that you might have left along the way. Sometimes in winter, there's potholes that comes because the water freezes. It breaks the pavement and then there's a pothole. Maybe a truck comes and boom, hits the ground and now there's a pothole, right? There could be many reasons why potholes form, but what we don't want in our life is holes. So if we can make our life as smooth as possible, not saying that life is easy, but at least we have the tools and we have that road that we just have to go on. Because when you get in your car, you don't have to dodge potholes like you're living in New Jersey or Connecticut. You want to just get on the road and drive. How easy can we make that for you, right? How can we remain consistent? Because we are going to be doing the action, not worrying about the problems. So today we're going to be looking at a recent blog of mine, and it's going to be talking about how to remain consistent. Because if we just look at consistency for consistency's sake, you might do something, right? So like you have to go to work. Yeah, you're remaining consistent going to work, but guess what? You might never get promoted. You might just stay in that same position your whole entire life with no pay raise. Is that really the life that you want? To remain consistent on a low level? But today I want to bring you a new way of thinking about your consistency. Not only are we going to talk about how to set it up, but how we should be looking at remaining consistent in the things that matter. Because yes, your 9 to 5 might matter momentarily, temporarily, but we need to learn how to propel ourselves to do something that's going to change the trajectory of our whole entire life. Not just our life, maybe our whole family's life, right? 50 to 100 years into the future, right? We might not even be around anymore, but we will still see the benefits of our actions, of your actions, right? So what do you need to remain consistent in, and how do you remain consistent in that effort? So let's take a look at the blog right now and then start to break it down. All right, everyone, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and to share this video in our audio. Now, let's get straight into how to remain consistent, because this is important for us to understand. Because people think that consistency and action are the same thing, right? So I'm taking action, I'm doing a bunch of stuff, but are you remaining consistent in that? All right, I'm gonna break that down. You're going to the gym Monday through Friday. That's an action, right? You are getting in your car, going to the gym. You might not be working out. When you get to the gym, you're there Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday is a lot, right? 5 days out of the week, 2 days maybe to relax, take a break. You are remaining consistent in your goals, right? To go to the gym. But there's a step above that, right? You're taking the action, you're remaining consistent, but are you getting the results? We forget about that, right? Typically, consistency and good action are going to give us the results, typically. But sometimes we're not. Sometimes we can have good action, we can remain consistent, and we might not see any results. How can you remain in that action and how can you remain in that consistency if you're not seeing good results? Do you know why people stop going to the gym? Because they don't see the results quick enough. And the same thing is true in your life. If you don't see the results quick enough from your hard work, what's the point, right? What's the point? So you might have the action to go to the gym. You might remain consistent going to the gym, but you're not seeing the results. So your subconscious mind has just knocked you down a couple levels. Well, what's the point, right? We're going to keep doing this action, right? It's supposed to get us in shape, but we're not seeing the results. So we might go to the gym with a half heart. We're not going to work out as hard. We're not going to sweat. We're not going to push ourselves. We're going to take it easy because we are doing the action, right? We are remaining consistent, right? The problem is results. How can we drive our actions and our consistency to drive the results that we want? And we have to understand that sometimes the results can take some time. How long will it take? It depends, right? It depends on what it is. If you're 300 pounds obese, you might see some changes. You might see your waist is a little bit different. But just because things are starting to change, it doesn't mean that you're at your goal yet, right? Oh, my goal is not this. I'm so far away, right? We look at how far we have to go when it comes to consistency, when it comes to our goals and our ambitions. So yes, we can remain steadfast, but if you don't have the mindset for the long term, the long run, the marathon of what life is, you're going to always seem to fall short. And in this blog, I'm talking about my journey of the company, my journey of work, all the content that I bring you. And we're talking about just having a relentless type of demeanor and attitude, because I could have done something for a year and I still do things to this day that is like, okay, I can do a pivot, I can do this, but there's just so much stuff that I have to accomplish in my life, in my world. And it might not happen immediately. And it might not happen in this lifetime, but I'm sure as heck going to try every single day. If I can, I'm going to try. If I have to take a break, I understand that I'll take a break. But if I have to push, how do I push? How can I get the results that I'm looking for sooner rather than later? Consistency is more than just taking the action. Consistency is understanding, well, what's the end goal and how can we get there as soon as possible? So we can remain on that road to our glory, to our best self, to our fullest potential. And you have a couple of choices. You can walk, you can jog, or you can full out run. How bad do you want it, right? How soon do you want to get it? And I know I talk about the idea, the concept of you are going to be in a good place in your life, right? But you want to get there as soon as possible. But then there is also the aspect of life where you're supposed to enjoy life, right? The journey of life. It's not about getting to the goal, to the destination. It's about the journey, right? But just because there's a journey to life, it doesn't mean that we can't take immense action and get to where we want to be. Because once we get to that point, I can almost guarantee you're going to want to get to another point. So it just depends. How much do you want to do? Because you can remain consistent on that marathon and just keep on walking 2 miles an hour and you're going to get to that goal. But just think about how long it's going to take you. I spent, many years just trying to figure this out, right? Figure out how can I remain consistent? How can I remain steadfast? The secret is stubbornness, number one. And number two is having a belief, right? I talked about belief. I will continue talking about belief. Belief is so powerful. You only need one person in the world to believe in you. It could be yourself or it could be someone else. It doesn't matter. But you need one person to believe in you. Your subconscious mind might say, well, it's not possible. It can't be done. And you might not have that belief in yourself. It's perfectly fine. But if you have someone who's supportive of you, eventually it's going to permeate into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is going to say, but what if? What if it is possible, right? What if it is possible? Because if it is possible and this person believes in me, I don't want to let this person down, not because I'm trying to show up for them, but because if they believe in me, are they crazy? Or am I crazy for not believing in myself? There is a different type of mindset there, right? Because remaining consistent is not so much about, all right, let me write down my goals and let me do what I'm supposed to do. Because yes, you can do what you're supposed to do, write down your goals and have the strategy for your success. But if you're not getting the results, then what's the point? So the point of remaining consistent and how to remain consistent is to give yourself a understanding, right? Things take time. If you want to get in shape, understand you're not going to just look in the mirror the next day or the next week or maybe even the next month and you're going to see a lot of changes. When I work with people on health and fitness and they start to go on that journey of eating right and working out more, getting more movement into their life, the first thing I tell them to do is take a picture. Take a picture of where you are today. Boom, snap it. In a month, you're going to take another picture. But if you look at a picture from month 1 to month 2, you're not going to see much difference. But if you look at maybe month 3, you're going to see maybe some small changes. But when you wait to month 6, you're going to say, whoa, this is some big changes from month 1 to month 6. The brain needs that. The same thing is true in business, right? Where are you starting, right? You might be starting in your garage, right? What Elon Musk was doing PayPal in his garage or something like that. Or Jeff Bezos was in his garage or something like that doing Amazon. That's where you begun. That was the beginning. But they remained consistent. Even though they might not have had a lot of orders, they might not have had a lot of users. They said, well, I'm just going to keep doing this because this is the new age. This is what's going to be happening. And I don't know if you realized it yet. Probably not. But if you're listening to the show and you're listening to what I'm saying, coaching, right? This type of coaching, mindset coaching, life coaching, career coaching, money coaching, all the types of coaching are going to be the replacement for education. That means teachers, you're still going to have your job teaching the curriculum, but parents are going to outsource what their kids are missing in school. Think of if your school doesn't have a sport, right? There's no sports in your school. Maybe you go to a small private school. So you're looking for some sports for your kids. So you go to the YMCA. The YMCA wouldn't be there if there wasn't a need for extracurricular activities for the youth. Because if the school could do everything, why is there a YMCA? Why is there a Boys and Girls Club? The reason is there is a need for extra education. One school is not going to do it. One teacher is not going to do it. One coach is not going to do it. And if we have a classroom of 30 kids, I would say effectively a coach could probably handle 5 or should handle about 5 of those kids in that class. So that means you're going to have 6 coaches per class. That's a lot of coaches. Again, that's going to lead to a lot of different mindsets. As a coach already, we are inundated with our own work. We're so busy. We have so much going on, whether it be our family or our business life. We have a lot going on. And I mean, even me is like, how much can I delegate? How much can I give away to people so I can keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing and remaining consistent in the content that I'm putting out, remaining consistent in the workflow, helping people individually and in groups? How do I do that if I'm so inundated with everything? And then that's why we're going to have a overflow of coaches, right? Because if we do look at coaching, coaching is a very, I guess you can say, busy world right now, right? Because people see the need for coaching. However, just because there's a need for it doesn't mean people are going to come knocking on your door. You have to create value, number one. If you're not creating value in some shape, way, or form for that individual, why should they talk to you, right? Why should they come and work with you, right? People who come to work with me, it could be maybe they listen to a podcast, maybe it was a referral. From there, it's like, all right, let's see if the relationship works, because we have to make sure the relationship works too, right? I'm not just in the business of taking your money. I would rather not have your money. You can keep listening to the podcast. You can keep watching my YouTube channels. And from there, you can gain the mindset that you need. Because if you're in a place where you're not focused on mindset and on growth, and you're not ready for that change, there's not much I can do for you. I can't force you to change. However, I can facilitate that change. And that's what I do, right? I create the value with the podcast. I create the value with all the weekly blogs. I create the value with the motivational videos. All of that is there for you to be better, for you to learn how to take action, to remain consistent, and then to also get the results. Sometimes you think about strategy and you're like, well, I'm going to plan, right? In the evenings, I'm going to write down all my goals and I'm going to figure out the plan that I need in order for me to get to the life that I want. And you write it down, you make a vision board, you talk to your friends, you get an accountability partner. You're like, all right, this is the plan. And then you're ready and you're going, but you don't see the results. What's the point? What's the point? You're not seeing the results. How can you change your mindset to not care about the results, but care about them, right? I want you to care about them. But if you don't see them, do you still keep pushing? Most people won't. Most people are going to say, I'm not seeing any results. I don't want this for my life. So if I don't want this for my life, will I ever get it? Because you can keep on stopping and keep on stopping and keep on stopping. But as long as you keep on going to You can eventually get there. But how can we be more effective, right? How can we remain consistent in effectiveness too? At that point, you're going to need some type of guidance. At that point, you're going to need a coach. You're going to need a mentor. You're going to need someone. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have my coaches and my mentors. I just wouldn't. You can learn so much on your own, but when you are going with people, right, you can go so much further, so much quicker, because it's easy for the brain to get in our own way. Oh, this is a problem. This is an issue. And then sure enough, look what happens. I show up though. And it's important that you show up. And it's important that you realize, all right, I can make some big changes in my life. But how do we get there? My secret to remaining consistent, again, I talked about it a little bit, is stubbornness. And then the second is going to be just having a mission that is, I guess, so crazy. Like it's big. It's like, whoa, this is a lofty goal. Like, will I ever accomplish this? And just say yes. Just say yes, right? Maybe your subconscious mind is saying, are you crazy? You know how much energy this is going to take? This is going to be something that the world has never seen before, and you're trying to do it? Yeah, I am. Because if I look at all the people who were told no in the world, whether it be Roger Bannister, the Wright brothers, Neil Armstrong, the people who did things first, the people who were told that they can't do something, that they won't come back alive, that what they're doing is a waste of time. But yet they showed us. They said, okay, well, you can believe what you want, but I believe something too. And then they do it. And then the world knows, oh, it's possible now, huh? And then everyone does it. So no one is going to think they can run a 4-minute mile unless they see someone else do it. So we are just in that phase, right? The brain needs something to see, something to believe in. And if you're having a hard time getting your subconscious mind to operate in the right manner, head over to revenconcepts.com, get yourself some coaching, get yourself some guidance, because switching that consistency on and off is something we do naturally, right? Everyone is going to have an opinion of their life, right? My life is going to be something. My life is already something. My life is nothing. Whatever your internal dialogue is, understand that it is going to be the foundation that you're going to be using to build your empire. I saw a recent picture quote. It says, when people throw stones at you, don't throw them back. Collect them and start to build your empire. That is ever true right now, right? Building our empire, remaining consistent in our actions. We might not see the final product for years, right? A house is not built in a day. Well, unless it's a prefab, right? But generally, like if you're building a custom home, it's going to take some time, 12 to maybe 48 months for you to get the house of your dreams. Just because it didn't happen in a day, is it worth it? Just because it didn't happen instantly, should you be working toward that? So many people in the world, they want quick. And our mindset is quick now. Our mindset has evolved. I want it instantly. Amazon just said, well, we're getting rid of same day shipping and things like that. You have to pay extra because of supply and demand, and then not having enough drivers or not having enough stock. I mean, there's a lot of issues. So now we have to settle for 2-day shipping, maybe 3. Amazon told me the other day that I was going to get a package on Monday. I didn't get it until Wednesday. So they lied to me? No. It's just that it's the way the world is going. People just want instant. And if you don't get it, you're like, well, what's happening? What's happening, right? So we already have that mindset of I want things instantly. You order DoorDash, you don't want it for Wednesday unless you have like a work meeting or something and you're going to order DoorDash. But most likely you want it instantly. You want it quickly. Get that out of your mind when it comes to your goals. Your goals should not be instant, because anything that is worth having is not going to be easy and it's going to take time. So if you're getting things instantly, it's not worth it. Gentlemen, think about if you go to the bar and you talk to, let's say, one girl, right? The first girl, you really like her. She's like a 10 to you, right? You go up to her and says, hey, I want to go home with you tonight and watch some Netflix, right? She goes, sure. No obstacles. Nothing is wrong. You're just like, okay, cool, right? The first time it happens, you're like, whoa, that's pretty good, right? Second time you're going to do it, right? Same thing happens. And you're like, wait, what? Like this is not supposed to be this easy. Third time you do it, you're like, oh, I'm going to stop asking people. Even though something as enticing as that, right? Eventually your mind is going to be like, well, what's the point, right? It's too easy to get it. No one wants an easy girl. You want a girl that is going to be, again, someone that you have to work for, someone you can appreciate. Because if you're just going to play easy for every girl or easy for every guy, you're going to realize like, oh, wait, this is not what I'm looking for. Red flag. Not saying that it should be hard to get people right. It's actually very simple. But the concept, right, is still there. If you just get things easy, you stop appreciating it quicker. But if you worked your whole entire life for something and you finally get it, there's going to be a moment where you're like, whoa, I got this. I'm going to appreciate that even more. If you lose it, you might even appreciate it even more. You're like, whoa, wait, I just lost something big, right? Our life is going to be the makeup of all the things we do, all of our mistakes, our failures, our successes. And we have to understand that there's a process to it. The best way is to remain steadfast on your goals. You're going to have a lot of whispers in your head, whether it be from yourself, your subconscious, maybe even your conscious, and then from the people around you, and maybe the people far away from you too. They're not going to want to see you succeed. They're not going to want to see you do well in life. But just because they don't want it for you doesn't mean that you can't have it for you. What do you want for your life? What would you like to accomplish? How do you remain consistent in your day and toward your goals? What's your process? Write it down. Put it in the comments. Send me an email. Tell me, how do you remain consistent? Because how you remain consistent might be different than how I remain consistent. I wake up, self-assessment, go to the gym, and I start my day. Some people might wake up, pray, take a bath, go to work. On the way home, go to the gym, make dinner, read a book, do it again. Our schedule, whatever it is, we can utilize it. If you have kids and family, right? Yeah, you got a couple curveballs here and there, but guess what? You can make it work. No matter how many kids you got, no matter your circumstance, no matter your stress level, you can make it work. But we have to learn the bare bones basics, right? Remaining consistent, how to avoid burnout, how to cope with stress, how to manage your day. And if you can do all of those, even half effectively, you're going to see some big changes in your life. Because big changes can be coming. It could take 5 or 10 years for it to happen. But if you have a vision for yourself, a vision for your future, do not let anyone else get in the way. And I will be your biggest cheerleader every single step of the way too. Just send me an email, contact me on my social medias, and just tell me your goal, tell me your vision, tell me your dreams. And I'm just going to be there. I'm just going to be your biggest cheerleader. Don't stop. Keep going. Remain consistent on that. Remain consistent to the person that you can be rather than the person you are. The person you will be is just right around the corner. Where is that corner? I don't know. It could be a mile down the road. It could be 100 miles down the road. It could take some time. But as long as you are not afraid to fall, just remain brave enough to keep getting back up too. There's going to be some dark days in life, but don't let those dark days dim your light. You can do anything and everything. You just have to believe it. And that's consistency there. Remain consistent in your belief. Remain consistent in your process. And if something needs to be tweaked, again, get yourself a coach who's going to help you along the way. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, you can email me coachinginsession@gmail.com. And I will see everyone at the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone, take care.